Unicorns in the Basement. I'm Koya.
I'm Raziel. What's up?
So today we're going to be talking about the dating scene and pretty much like a guy versus girl thing, like what girls expect when dating, like what age they want to settle down, things like that, and like versus what guys think, because a lot of times, ladies, we don't understand really like, how a guy is, his motives pretty much, like from when you first come into the dating scene, like, 18, 19, of course nobody's trying to be serious,
right.
But some people are. But it's like, what age is a guy like, all right, ready, like, I want to find my wife or something like that? Because I feel like it's up in the air with guys. Like, it's like a spontaneous thing, like, oh, I guess she the one, let me settle down.
I mean, that's a hard question because most guys when they go into a relationship or something, when they're going into speaking to a girl, it depends on where he's at in his mind. Like if he's on the hit and quit it phase, is he looking for wifey? And I could honestly say this safely. I would say about 75% of men are not even sure when they're talking to a girl. Like we just see like pretty girl. I mean, like for example, we don't know nothing about you. We just seen you. So to me, it's like we see you and it's like, oh, she's a pretty girl. She's beautiful. I don't feel like we're not. Oh, that's wifey. Or I mean, yeah, you think she's wifey as far as how she looks, because you want to talk to her, but you don't approach it like, oh, I'm gonna talk to her to see if she's the one.
It's like crazy. I'm not saying like all girls do this, but I know, speaking for myself and like friends I've spoke with, like, like when you're looking for a guy, like when you're dating, your potential is like, okay, is he marriage material? Like, can I be with him? Can we have kids together?
I think you're already setting yourself up for failure right there.
Why though? Like,
because it's like how you gonna ask all of those questions before you even say hello?
But I feel like with women you wanna be ready. Like, okay,
well, you wanna be ready,
but no, like ready. Like, this is what I want. Like, you're going into it, and like, of course, a lot of women make the mistake of like settling as far as like the guy. You don't ask questions on the first date or nothing like that. You don't be like, you want to get married? Like, not right
Why
today,
not?
But like,
why not?
Because like I feel like you're coming on strong.
No, but what's really coming on strong? I mean, like.
Because like a lot of women don't want to scare the guy. Like.
I mean, but this, you know how they say it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it.
Yeah.
If the guy wants that longevity, he's gonna tell you. Now, the guy needs to be honest. This is the problem. The question isn't what you're asking. The real question is the two parties being honest. So, like for example, if I'm looking for that,
right, and
whether I'm looking for it or not, but if a girl's like, hey, so what are you looking for? You're looking to get married, you're gonna have kids, blah blah blah. That's not strong enough. Now, if the girl's like, well, I'm looking for guys who really get married. I'm looking for guys who do good. I'll be like, oh, this chick is crazy. Like she's telling me what she's crazy. She's not but crazy. She just sounds crazy. Like I said, it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Now, if you asking me like, so what are you looking for? And girl, whatever the case, not right now, but you're looking to get married in the future, or what you looking for now. You're just like fishing. But when the girl says it, I'm looking, the guy's like, oh, so I got no options here. Like, this is like, I'm in it for the long, I'm in it for the long run, or I'm not.
Right.
But when you fish for it, the guy is just like, all right, cool. She just wants to know like what I'm in for. Like, she's not saying if you're talking to me, we gotta get married tomorrow. She's saying, I just want to know where you at. Like, how are you here to waste my time or not? And the guy can be honest, like, well, the truth of the matter is, I really don't know. Now, if I'm in a situation like myself, when I met you, like, it was more of a situation like, we spoke and everything. I wasn't thinking like it would go this far. I wasn't thinking like I hope this lasts till tomorrow. Right. I wasn't thinking past that actual moment. Right. And I feel like that's what, nothing against women, but a majority of women and some men make that mistake. You're thinking already tomorrow that you're not even enjoying today. Like, you're not even allowing today to fully take place for you to absorb it in and tomorrow make the decision of like, I like that, this and this.
You know what it is about women too? Like, we don't want to waste our time though.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. If you meet a guy that all you want to do is hit it, your time is wasted because he's not gonna go, well, I'm just trying to get them cheeks. You think that can happen? We can skip all this. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's a gun whole marriage, da 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 da. And so if he hated it, you're like, oh, he blindsided me. So to me, it's like, let's be real. If a guy, there's a question.
Okay, so
if a guy is in it to hit it,
right,
you're gonna hear everything you want to hear. And if a guy truly is being honest with you, he's gonna be honest and be like, well, if it's good, I'm staying. If it's not, I'm out.
Okay, so you think, or you feel as a man that when you date, when, you meet a girl or whatever, y'all are dating, or not even dating yet, y'all are just talking, whatever, going on a date. Everything depends on her, in the sheets. Not everything, but once you go get down dirty with her,
mm-hmm.
if she whack,
that's a deal breaker?
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a deal breaker in the sense of
well, if she's super nice, super sweet, she's professional.
Now, it's a difference.
Because too, I feel like that depends on what you're looking for, as a man.
Alright, so if you're gonna get down with a guy and then he pull out his pants and it's like this big, it's a deal breaker? Alright, so
it's emotional ocean.
As soon as you look at it, he can be great, but your state of mind will be so messed up that you're never gonna know if it's good or not.
I'm just gonna be
See why I got that? But see that in the future that becomes a problem.
Ocean.
It is the motion of the ocean. I'm talking about what if it's just not even any motion to push in the ocean? It's just what if he that small and he whack? Let's see. So you gotta be fair. It's let's say for example, I know you don't meet a guy, you're I'm gonna sleep with him today. But let's say hypothetically, you do. Let's say you meet a guy and everything pointed at that time frame and everything was just on point. That even if you're in your head of saying, girl, what are you doing? But you still do it, right?
Right.
Boom. And then it was super duper whack. He came quick, he was little, and the motion of the ocean was trash, but the day was fantastic. Best guy you met in days, decades, years. He as far as aside from that, he the one. You gonna go out with him again? But it was it was just detrimentally bad. See, you gotta think about it. Stop playing. You're gonna be like, oh, hell no. And my problem is but hold on, before we move on, that's not a bad thing to say that because from the guy or the girl because that people love to say this. This is funny how I was waiting for you to say it, but I knew you wasn't gonna say it because everybody does this. Not only women, everybody does this. Everything comes to communication, right?
Right.
Verbal, physical, sexual.
Right.
Why didn't you plug it in there?
Oh, the sexual part.
Why wasn't it part of communication? So if the conversation was, you ever heard this? Man, he dumb as a bag of rocks, but the sex ain't great. Now you're stuck, but
yeah.
But my thing is,
which unfortunately I wouldn't be stuck in that.
You'd be like, oh, he's an idiot. I can't be.
Sex is great, but the person.
Yeah.
The
So
person
to me,
sucks.
The problem with relationships to me is the fact that when people meeting each other,
just dating.
It has to be all forms of communication. Got to be at least good. Not great. Yeah. In the beginning, it should be all great. But to me, it should be all great because people will get too comfortable when it goes down, so it'll go down to good. And then you can put it back to great versus it just being decent. And then when you get comfortable, it drops to bad.
Right.
So my opinion is the fact that all forms of communication should be good.
But it's, okay, I'm sorry to stop you.
Yeah.
But when you're just meeting somebody for the first time, it's kind of hard. It's okay, for example, when I met you, right, and we first went on the date,
we saw the Expendables.
Okay, I didn't really want to scare you away. Not saying oh my God, he's a catch kind of thing. It wasn't that so much. It was more I know what I want to do with my life. I know I want to settle down. I want to meet a great guy, and I felt like you had potential. So I'm okay, I don't want to say anything to sway him. I don't want to say crazy stuff, and then he, be I ain't calling her again.
But like I told you, it's not what you're saying; it's how you're saying it.
Some people don't know how to say
well,
stuff.
well, that's why they're watching this, where they can learn, like learn how to speak. It's about what you're saying to the person. In my opinion, about what you're saying, because I'll put it out there when we first met. I didn't like when we first slept together. I didn't like throw the coat over the water, in the puddle. We didn't go to the 5-star restaurant. We was chilling, we was hanging out, and I liked you a lot. And the night was just right. And I was just like, we were so bugged out, having so much fun, and our joke level was so crazy that I was just like, yo, we should just go watch a movie and. But it wasn't what I said. I couldn't like, you wanna go watch a movie and get it on. It would have come out wrong, yeah, but it wasn't what I was saying. It's how I said it to you, and my gesture and my mannerisms and like how I went about it. You didn't for a second feel like.
I didn't feel pressured.
Yeah, you didn't feel like what?
Yeah.
Already, like, you didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
You was just like everything's pointing in the right direction, and that's the problem with people. The fact that
they don't go with the flow.
Right, they go by the unwritten book by whoever wrote it. This unwritten book. There's an unwritten book of laws. Like you gotta go on the first date. By the second date, you gotta do this. And by the third date, and by the 50th date, then you might think about it. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, what if you do all of that and you get to, I'm not saying meet the person and be like, let's go on a sack real quick, see what's going on, and let's fast forward this. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But if you go on a few dates, and let's say, and my thing is, I always say this to you, there's no such thing as too soon. There's no such thing. It's either too soon or it's right.
To be honest, right. You're the first person that said that, especially a guy that said that I was like, I mean, he is right. Like, if you just go with the flow of things, but not like, I'm sorry. Sometimes the guy is just creepy, like you said. Like, he just.
But that's the flags. Leave.
Crazy.
Get out of there.
Crazy, like, he's not saying it right, like you said. He's not saying it right. But you have guys that they just cool with it and they just say stuff that you be like, all right,
But you see,
I don't mind.
But that's the match, though. The way I said it to you might not have sounded right to another girl.
That's true.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it ain't even about if you're saying it right or not.
No, it's about the personalities.
You guys match.
Yeah.
So it's like, you trying to get down with the crime? That might make somebody be like,
yeah.
Whoa, that was like, the girl might be like throwing back
like you just have the blue set.
Okay. Like
you want to go to the store and then it's like a.
I'm gonna get a bag of chips with condoms. You wanna use them?
Right.
The girl like, what?
But that might make her laugh.
That might make her laugh and be like, whoa, okay.
Right.
And let's be honest. I'm not saying a lot, but a lot of girls are probably thinking about it at the moment. It's just like, because they know they got the unwritten book. They got to go by these rules and be like, all right, I like him. I wouldn't mind getting down, but I don't want him to think I'm easy. And I'm like,
but let's be honest. With a capital H, men do think that if a girl is like too forward, that they a hoe or something.
That's true, to a certain extent.
So that's not fair.
This is where I gotta tell our men, you need to get out of your insecurities and get out of your own head.
Sure.
Because guys be like, all right. So guys be like, yo, I know a lot of guys that, and I've been in situations where guys be like, hey, my girl, I got those signals. You know what I mean? Like, you throwing these signals. Why can't I just, guys always be like, I wish I could meet a girl and be like, yo, do.
Yeah.
But then when they meet her, they're like, oh.
Yeah, they scared. Like, not scared, but like they just like
they judge you. They judge you wrong. You know what I mean?
They're probably doing everything with everybody. Like that's not true.
So my thing is, a lot of times, again, this is all my opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm right. I'm just saying like a lot of times I feel like people gotta get out of their own way. Like it's like I wrote in the back of the book. It's like you stop being afraid of yourself. Like you know what you like. So when what you like approaches you, hey man, I heard you like it, you trying to now you're like you got a taste of how you look from the other side. You're like, oh,
right.
She trying to give me AIDS or something. This shit too fast.
Yeah.
But my thing is, one, you should be having protected sex or whatever the case may be, if that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
But the same way from a guy to a girl. When a guy is too straightforward, the girl's like, oh, he's trying to get booty.
Yeah.
But also, men, when it comes to the booty, men are like tigers, panthers, cool cheetahs. They wait in the bushes. And they'll watch that gazelle gallop around for hours. Until they can be like, bam, you know what I mean? So my thing is, the guys with that mindset, they'll spend money they don't have until they get it, and then it's like mission accomplished and they're gone. So even if you got somebody that, sometimes I tell people, look, when things are pointing too much in the right direction,
yeah,
you should be like, this guy's like Don Juan Romeo every 5 minutes of the day.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's kind of like a red flag.
Like, who is that?
Okay. Let's break down. What are red flags?
Yeah.
What are red flags for girls to watch out for when you're on a date? And then I'll think of some, also some red flags like for guys to watch out for girls, because some girls crazy.
When the guy seemed like he was pulled out of a soap opera. You know, he's like, yeah, you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. You know, like you can. I don't even see how girls don't see it sometimes. You can see when a guy is being charming, and when a guy is charming.
Right.
It's, you know, when he sound like, what's his name, Morris Chestnut?
Yeah, Morris Chestnut.
When he sound like Morris Chestnut on one of them TV shows or love movies he be on, something might be wrong, because I'm sure Morris Chestnut himself in real life don't talk to girls like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything wrong with talking like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying you need to kick into your human instincts and see past, is he acting like a gentleman because we're on this date and he's trying to impress me, or is he an actual gentleman?
Right.
And I know it's hard to see through it, but you need to be able to identify that, because let me tell you, there was a point where I would do that. You know, I'm Don Juan, nice, put the chair out, but then it gets to a point where the real me starts coming out, and I'm like, yo, I'm tired of putting her chair out, man. I just want to come in and sit down. Everybody, I got to put the chair at McDonald's too.
And you know what?
I can put it out at Cheesecake, you know, it's the Cheesecake Factory. You know, it's just a place like that, you know,
right.
Sundial or something. We go to Burger King. I got to put the chair at Burger King.
Now that you bring that up, though, that is a red flag for guys. Like, if the girl is too much like that, like she gets upset because you didn't put her chair out. She get upset because you didn't open the door. She get upset. Like, I feel like
but that's cool though if that's what she wants.
But yeah, if that's what you want, then that's fine.
But if you as a guy, if that truly is not you,
right?
Do not allow, because the coochie might be good, or because she's so beautiful, or you claim you ain't gonna find a better girl. Do not allow. But don't allow that to make you attempt to become somebody you are not.
Right. Don't
become I'm gonna open the door guy and pull out the chair guy, and then 2 years down the line, you're frustrated because you're not you.
She'd be like, we're not gonna do ballet. We're gonna have to walk all the way to the restaurant.
I'm gonna get out the car and be like, let's seats, because you take them.
But some guys, like you said, they're not themselves. Because she's so beautiful. I would say, I'll spend $100.
85% of men that go on dates are not being honest with themselves. They go on a date trying to impress the girl. When in reality, you're both there to show. This is the thing. I'm not there to impress you, like intentionally impress you. Yeah. I'm there to the real way it should be. You're there to be truly who you are, and see if she likes that, and she needs to be there truly how she is. Right. If you're a person that you walk around and you pick your nose and you can't help it, But that day you're like, I really like this guy. So, you got notes on you got your phone vibrating in your pocket, and your friends texting you, don't pick your nose, girl. So you don't pick your nose. But then one day he goes to your house like by the fifth time you're laying in bed, you ain't got no makeup on, and he like, oh.
A good one though too is how girls eat.
What about how
when
they
you're
eat?
at a restaurant and you on that
Girls don't eat.
I know. But it's like if you a girl that you eat, like you just eat regular.
You better show him how you eat now. Because once he's trapped and then he see you eat like a slob, if that's how you eat, now here comes the fight.
Yeah. Or,
here comes the argument.
Or like you, I don't do this.
Do that all the time. But I've known that about this since day one. I used to joke with you about it since day one.
I never said it until it's been 10 years already. The first time I heard it.
10 years later, see, but that's because I at least knew about it. In 10 years, I was like, you know what I hate? But it took me 10 years to just say it. You know what I mean? It's not like I was just like holding it in. I've said that 1,000 times more about you than 10 years.
But I do feel like girls are, I feel like with what you said, guys are pressured to do that because of society or whatever. And I feel like
girls are society, the unwritten book. You know why it ain't society? Because people, men and women, have been trying to impress each other with this fabricated world since day one, before social media, before everything. It's just like this weird law about, whoever invented the throw the jacket on the puddle should be, somebody should go dig them out and burn your coffin. Because it's like, what are you talking? I like this jacket. I wore this jacket to show her like, yo, look, this is what you're dealing with. I'm fresh. I paid good money for this jacket. Now you want me to throw it in the ground so you can walk on the... You better jump over this puddle with me.
One last thing. Do men care if girls are like all glammed up, or you prefer her to be like regular?
If I had $1 for how many times guys say it, sometimes I feel like girls look better when they're not hooked up. I'd be rich. Because there's times not every girl. I mean, it depends on the girl. You should know who you are. Every girl could if they sported right. Yeah. Everything, you be slim, thick, big, skinny. You can sport.
But like the eyelashes.
But we hate the eyelashes. We hate the bird, the unicorn wings. We stupid.
Not every guy.
Not every
Makeup
guy.
and...
All right, I'll say every guy likes it to a certain extent. Now, when they look like blades on your face, like when you blink, you're about to like slash my face in half, or like you flick, a little toy that we had, like you like watching a whole different world. No, but. Guy I would say it's 50-50. We like to me it's like 40-60. Like 40% of me will like if you going somewhere special or nice,
right.
Or even if it's not nice, just touch yourself up if you want to.
Right.
But there's times that girls there's times I find a woman yourself or any woman I see that more attractive when I see her in some leggings or sweatpants and a cute little shirt and a hat. There's times I'd be like, I'm more attracted to that girl than the girls walking around in heels and right. Because it's like, I know it's you look phenomenal without trying.
Right.
And you look good when you try it.
Right. So like on a date.
That's the girl I'm gonna wake up to. I don't know what I'm gonna get with this. When I wake up, the one lag might be broken. Cause the night before I might have went too hard. So she got this broken, the wing cocked to the side, you know what I mean? Like, she got craters, I did anything wrong with it, but she got craters on her face, and it's a different person.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling like the girl I slept with that night before I got kidnapped and replaced with this chick. Like, somebody bring me the defective clone. Because you wasn't being real with me.
Oh, man.
So, I think women, and I'll say this, and I'm probably going to get bashed for this, I think women need to be careful how they glam themselves up. Because it's like a filter on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You ever heard people that say they're depressed because they don't look as good as they look in the filter?
Yeah.
We're depressed when the filter you put on don't look as good when I wake up. Because a guy, when he wake up, he looks exactly the same.
That's not true.
Huh?
Because she can wake up before you. Touch up.
All right, well, you better keep that
up. all the years y'all together.
And if you meet a guy that's not the same in the face when you woke up,
right?
You need to question his lifestyle.
But great talk.
Bye.
Peace, guys.